Hey.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, or good morning, depending on where in the world you guys are watching this show.
What do we have planned for Q Corner viewers today? I was going to say this week, no, but today.
Well, and what we'll be doing is we'll be sharing what we take along with us in our very own balloon toolbox.
That's right, we'll be sharing what we have and also what other people have in their toolboxes around the world.
But before that,
there's this.
Hello, people, and I just want to address something in chat that's going on. We have a new bot in chat. It's our own bot, but it's learning the ropes, so it doesn't understand how many emojis you guys like to use.
It wasn't ready for you.
And we put it on as a temporary thing, and so it's something that we're working through. So when you need key bits of information, you guys should be able to just type certain codes,
and it also helps to stop some of the other spam that we have to do normally as well to keep it out of the chat. That's not necessary, but it's been a little bit too strict this week.
Yes.
However, you can't test it until you're live.
It's brand new. Yeah, we can't test it until we're live. So it is brand new. Please bear with it for this week, and we'll do our best to do things. So to sort it out. So.
I'm behaving.
Well,
I don't know about him. I really don't.
Well, I don't know. Are we behaving? Are we not? We are very happy to see you guys. It's been a crazy day. It's
been a inventive day.
It's been a crazy day.
Creative.
I know one thing is that I started with many jobs on my list, my to-do list. This morning. And then I got through to about 12 o'clock and I still hadn't marked one of those jobs off my list. It's been one of those days. Do you guys
would you agree with me then that having a nap was a bad decision?
Why I order?
We did have the emergency delivery of the brand new router.
Yes,
the Q Corner internet.
Our internet died yesterday repeatedly over and over again, so we had to have an emergency new router sent out to us. These things are sent to try us.
So thank you, Royal Mail, UK Postal Service. They did us justice today.
Yes. Thank you, Royal Mail.
Yes.
What do we got going on there? You need to switch that thing back over. Have you done that yet so that I can do this?
Yeah, let me go and find that.
Yeah, and then I'll test it out.
I want that, I want that, and I want that.
This one especially. Yeah,
try it.
I'm going to try it because it's an important one. Sending love to me, of course. We all have one of those days. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And Sherry says that we have a bot in training. We do.
We do.
The Nightbot is indeed training. We'll say hello to Total Party. And also to Ella. The Nightbot does have questionable judgment. I know that the Nightbot said something about...
It's new. We've got to start somewhere.
Was it? I'm going to say this one. This is the one. This is why Nightbot said, Ella... questionable judgment, stop spamming symbols, warning. We're going to sort it out. We'll fix it.
Keep them being spammed. You're all right, Ella.
Don't keep spamming for the moment.
Test him out. Push him.
Don't push it to the limit. It's a new bot. It's a new
the fun.
bot.
The fun.
Oh, who's that? Luke saying, hi all, hectic day, sales. We
Excellent.
Like those days.
That's
when
good.
It's sales. And
we haven't actually seen this.
Switch that one off there because I don't have my buttons anymore. Pasha, how barbaric. Stop spamming caps. Warning. Yeah, we need to have a word with the Nightbot. It's supposed to help, not hinder.
However, it's comical. So for today's show, it's funny.
Yes. Don't worry.
We'll fix it.
It's nothing. It's not you. It's Nightbot.
You just keep spamming away because I like it.
Yes. So, what are we doing today, Dom? We are all about the what's in your balloon box.
Yes. So what's in the toolbox now? Yes. We're going to show some other people's first.
Yes.
Before we go into the studio to show what's in ours.
In fact, we've had feedback from Canada, Lebanon, Mexico, Australia.
Yes. UK.
Is that everybody that I got right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yes.
I think so.
2 from the UK, if you include us. Or 3.
Yes.
I
think some people actually don't just take a tool box, they take everything.
What about this one? You'll actually find that we're sadly lacking any cups of tea today. That's how bad of a day it's been, Ma. And in fact, I think that I've had at least 2, possibly 3 cups of tea go so cold that I had to pour it out. It was even past microwaving it back.
That's pretty bad for us on the level of cups of tea. Normally, we're just to say catch them. But
yes,
it's been a rough one. That
it has been
a rough
challenge.
But you know what? We should have a flask in our toolbox. So
yes,
who knew?
Okay, so I think what we should do is we'll get straight into it. With sharing from one of the videos that was sent in to us when we reached out to a few people and asked them what was in their toolbox, and we asked them the 2 main things that we were mainly aiming for. Yeah, rather than maiming for.
Well, actually, some of the tools that came out of some of the toolkits, you might be onto something.
Is we wanted one of the key things we were asking for was what's the most useful thing in your toolbox.
Oh, Luke's feeling bad now. But Luke, you're okay because you're here now and you can join in the chat.
Yes. Most useful thing in the toolbox and also the most unusual thing. If you guys as well, you want to join in, please put it in chat. And I
would have had money as well on Luke having the most unusual.
Yes, I would have thought so too.
He's got time now to think.
Yes, what's the most unusual thing in your toolbox? Oh, there's Dr. Bob as well.
Hey, Dr. Bob.
He's sorry that he can't join us. The Wi-Fi's playing up and he can't get the live
called Wales,
Bob. It's come on, video.
Right, we are going to have this one first.
Who's that?
This is the lovely ladies from Canada.
There's some lovely ladies in Canada.
Oh, yeah. We are going to get
Alex and Ellie.
We're going to get thumped the next time they see us. Hey,
motivating.
To begin, we just wanted to say that we also, in our delivery van, carry items that obviously we can't fit in our tool bag. So things like inflators, ladders, click pole. We have a hard hat, nozzles for helium tanks if we have to bring them on site. And also, stay hydrated. Okay, so let's have a look inside our tool bag. We have rags for dusting. Yeah. Work gloves. Monoline. So tape, transparent tape. Hand pumps. Tools, hammer, and screwdriver. And different kinds of pliers. Rod cutters, magnets, measuring tape, Dacron line, the mag mover adapter for the poles, elastics, box cutters, clips, and to me, one of our most useful tools is definitely scissors. Seems obvious, but that's the most useful for me.
Most useful for me, with so many ways to use it, is stretchy tape.
And for me, our most unusual item in our toolkit would be arthritis gloves. And put on for you. Your hands are your most important tools. So obviously you got to protect your hands, and then you can also use your fingertips with these kinds.
For me, our most unusual, rigging intense, these curtain rod clips, I guess they're called, is fantastic for clipping to drapery or anything where there isn't a rigging point, and you can create one. And just a few other little things we carry with us. Band-aids.
Yep. And of course, glue gun with glue sticks and extension cord. So that's a look inside our tool bag. Thanks for watching.
Excellent. Thank you very much, ladies. I had to do some manual movement there of some microphones. Keith has just disappeared off momentarily to try and get Nightbot to do as it's told.
I believe I've just
So you can fly.
sorted out Nightbot. If
I think when I first saw that toolkit, I thought it looked like a burglar going equipped.
if somebody could test me, if somebody could test by putting a series of emojis on there, if the
Nightbot is going to kick you off or not.
Yeah, or the nug as well, because that's the other thing that he doesn't
the one
like.
that gets it, yes.
But I believe I've fixed Nightbot.
I particularly liked the curtain hoop one. I've not seen that one before.
Oh, yes. Well, we use something similar.
Yes. But that's that. Again, going back to the conversation of something that's out of industry.
Yes.
It's not presented as here, this is what you'd buy for the balloon world.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those items. That's a really good little tip. Probably pretty universal for being able to buy them pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, I've got there. I'm going to put that on there, because Sherry says that was unusual safety pins. Well, not that unusual. We always carry safety pins in our toolbox as
Great
well.
minds think alike,
when
you see.
Dom steps into a van.
Yes.
And rips his trousers.
You never know. Right at the beginning of a day of training. It happens, people. It happens.
Yeah. What else was here we've got
some good stuff going on in the chat there.
Most useful thing, balloon cutter. Unusual thing, party lights. But I'm saying this, not that unusual, I guess. Absolutely not. And also, it does look, thank you very much, Ella, for testing that out, and also for Alfred for testing that out, and Total Party for testing that out.
Really stepped up to the plate.
We've fixed Nightbot. Excellent.
Yay! Safety pins have been a good one for us. Binder clips, I can't remember
This one is unusual for most ones, but most balloon artists carry one. I'm surprised it didn't come out actually when we did some talk talked about it.
I think it was the most unusual, but now the most common.
Yeah, it's fairly common to have a pig castration tool.
I mean, sales have gone up, and the farming industry has no idea why.
Yes,
it's two unrelated industries that haven't got a clue as to what's going on. Yeah. Why do knot lamps and barlast sell so well, and castration tools?
Yes, Sherry also says binder clips. Now that's when
someone else.
Yeah, we have the binder clips, but we use mini ones. It's very similar to what Alex and Ellie were using with the curtain hoops with the clips on. But ours, it's excellent. It really is.
Great little things, inexpensive, but very, very handy.
Okie dokie. So thank you very much to Alice and Ellie from Pachar Balloons Canada. We really appreciate your feedback.
We do, yes.
And also Jeanette's asking in the chat, where can you get those gloves? I'm guessing it's going to be a Google search, but I know that the girls...
Hey Google, shh.
I know, I said the magic word.
Hey Google,
stop.
Okay.
Excuse me a moment, I'm just going to sort out another robot.
I know the reason why that's doing that. Oh no, you disconnected it. How upsetting for Google. Anyway.
Any other bots need sorting out?
Okay, yeah. All of them, yes. Yeah, so binder clips are great. Very inexpensive works. But yes, talking about the gloves, you could buy a normal pair of gloves and take your scissors.
I think they have support, though. I think that's what the special thing is. But like I said, the girls are in the chat, so I'm sure that they'll add in
Plus it's a bit colder there as well. But it is a good tip, though, even to the point of fingerless gloves, because I've seen it for the non-arthritis, the non-supportive gloves. I have seen people working in colder environments, especially sculpture type one. And if you have fingerless gloves, it keeps your hands mainly warm, but the fingers are still there, the fingertips, so you can do time.
Alfred, stop laughing at me.
Alfred, you keep it up.
Honestly, I'm being tested today.
Not just today.
Being tested today.
Not just today.
No, this week.
Right, okay. Let's move on to our second video for this show.
Yes. Where's this one from, Dom?
This is she is from Lebanon.
Lebanon. So it's Zara, another one of our fantastic supporters of Q Corner. We really appreciate everything that she does for us, including she's done multiple webinars and tutorials for Q Corner. So we really appreciate you. Thank you very much. And this one's a bit more different because this one's more about in store, I think.
Yeah, here we go.
Hello Q Corner fans, let me show you what's in my toolbox. the most useful item is the balloon adhesive. I use balloon bonds. Mainly my designs are air-filled designs, so in order to create a shape, I need to attach many balloons together, like this one, for example. So I'm gonna need a very strong adhesive for it, and this one is really good. It's strong and it's kind of a thin. I like this about it, and it helps me to create and build designs, even bigger ones, without having a problem of balloons like detach or something. The most unusual item probably is this one. Like whenever I use the foils, I do not throw these away. I cut them and I create these cute cards. If you can see them, look how cute they are. And I use them as cards. For example, for this one, I wrote here, if it shows with love, Auntie. I'm gonna simply like add it to the design. That it's a cute addition and it's for free. And the customer love complimentary stuff that are free items too. So yeah. You can also, if you have a longer message, let's say, you can mix and match from these actually. If it's a longer message, then I probably use this one, and I'm gonna add it too. Look how cute is this cloud shape. I have many actually, and I always keep them here in hand whenever I need them. So this is my toolbox. I'm excited to know what's in yours. Let me know in your comments below. Bye.
Excellent.
Thank you very, very much. And in fact, we did a video on cutting out
using the cameo silhouette.
Yeah, and actually we're just in the chat.
In case you're just going to find it now. So
I don't want to do that.
we love recycling the cards as well, because they're a great way of adding value. It's custom, and as Zara says, it's free. It's an add-on you can do that doesn't cost you any money. But we found when we were cutting them out, we weren't doing a great job. So what we used is the additional mat, very inexpensive add-on to the cameo silhouette. And it's just a way of being able to scan that card in, which locates it on the mat, which means the cameo silhouette can then cut it out perfectly. Now you can cut out a particular shape. It can be as intricate as you want, but we do a little bit of a step-by-step.
Yes, so on how to do it. And it's now the link for that is just gone into the chat. So
super duper. Yeah, but we love that tip.
Yes, it is. It's a great thing. I found somebody doing it at it was an event. I think it was one. It might be in Slovenia. And what they did was they were taking the front cards from the foils, cutting them, and then putting them onto straws to put into cakes, cake toppers. So you have your bouquet that's next to it, and then your cake topper that matches along with it.
Complimentary. So it's, she's used it there as an add-on to this, the actual design, but they were using it as a sort of an add-on to sell to go with the design to add on to the cake and all the rest of it. Great. And it's not just limited to the cards as well. So buying the mat, which is it isn't expensive at all. You can use it for lots of other things. We have seen someone who bought it was like wrapping paper or wallpaper or something, and just cut a square of that off, put it on the mat, and cut out all of the different, I think it was flamingos or something, cut them out with little items to do a very similar thing. So it worked with the balloons, but it gave them a full palette of lots of complementary items. Not now, but later, watch that video and check out how it's done.
And Mar says there that she uses them too. She add them to the centerpieces. It's perfect to add details onto the back. Yeah, of course, you can have it as so that people can write a message on there as well as a card.
Ma, do you cut yours out manually, or do you take advantage of the cameo silhouette? There's a question for you.
Luke says that he always has florist's wire with us for many purposes. One of them's to fall flat in the middle. It's to open difficult valves. Yes.
I like that one.
It's a great tip. It's a great tip.
Because of how flat it is, but you can create that nice round end.
And it's nice and safe for the balloons.
Yeah.
But it does the job perfectly too.
It's one of those universal pieces of kit, that can come in
I'm
for
definitely
many.
missing my buttons this evening.
Yeah, I know. We stole it for tonight, but then it's going nuts and the other side making a noise. So do them manually. Okay, next question.
But she finds it very relaxing to do that, because she loves crafting. Okay.
Have you got a cameo silhouette though?
Yes.
I think Ma has a cameo silhouette.
Or a silhouette cameo.
Whichever. One of them. Because you need to watch that video.
In fact, the portrait, the smaller size one, fits them on too. Can you get the pick scan for the
I don't know.
portrait? Okay.
You can do it manually, but the pick scan's designed for...
She's going to watch the video as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's really easy. It's lovely. We'll love it. Right, okay, let me turn that off.
Yes.
One more video in here, Keith.
One more video before we
picked
head through.
ourselves.
Yes.
Right. We have the lovely Olympia Munoz.
Yes, from Mexico.
Yes.
We love Olympia, and if you've seen any of her work, you know that she especially likes working with deco bubbles and does a lot of painting with deco bubbles.
She loves deco bubbles.
She does love deco bubbles.
Olympia's energy is fantastic.
Absolutely. Okay,
right.
Here we go.
Hi guys from Cute Corner. My name is Olympia Munoz, and I'm going to show you my toolbox. Dashes, pump, and pocket pump. Nylon thread. Different scissors. Different cutters. Masking tapes. Gloves. PVC cutter. Tape and flexometer. Multi-scissors tool. Bone cutter. Wire. Transparent tape. Duct tape. Balloon shine. Different types of screwdrivers. Cutting pliers. Gobs. Silicone gun. Weights. A black pen. Zip ties. An extension cord. Something that I love to bring to all my decorations are wet wipes. It helps us to clean surfaces. It also works for us when we use high flow to keep our hands clean. Thank you. Bye. See you soon.
There we go.
Thank you, Olympia.
Thank you very much. There's a question on there. Please, can I cut the cards on the Cricut or the Cricut? Yes. There's a mat called the
Snap mat.
Snap mat. Yes.
Nothing like throw me under the bus there.
So on the Silhouette Cameo or the Silhouette machines, it's called the Pick Scan. And on the Cricut or the Cricut, it's called the Snap mat. So yes, it works exactly the same.
Both of them seem to work the same way.
Yeah.
It's a mat that you put your item onto, and you take a photo, and then you use that in your normal software.
Yeah, so great
really
question.
simple, but they're very cool to use.
Okay, so I think we should now make like a tray and leave next door to the workshop.
We're just skipping Olympia there, mind. She has the best toolbox.
Oh, yeah. It's
what I aspire to, everything.
I was wondering how long, because you see the front of the tub, and I wondered how long that tub is, because it just keeps on.
It was like, she reminded me of in the UK, we had a game show called the Generation Game. And one of the challenges was the contestant had to stand there, and at this window, items rolled past, and they went one by one by one. And then at the end, they had to remember as many items as they could. That's Olympia.
And whatever you remembered, you win.
That's right.
So if you could remember all of them,
extension cord, wet wipes.
Wet wipes is a
scissors,
great thing.
multiples.
But wet wipes is always a good thing. It's a clever thing because obviously when you're using balloon shine or high shine, and being able to clean the floor around where you've worked with it afterwards. Is,
and we've talked about this for things like a bin bag, like a trash bag, to make sure that because inevitably in the past we've always used and recycled a Qualitex.com balloon bag, and one of them becomes the mobile trash.
Yes.
But take something that's better suited, a little bit stronger. Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you, Cam.
Thank you very much for sharing, Olympia. We really do appreciate you. You're pretty
As Mar said, so many different cutting tools. Yes. And a lot of this has been specific to the type.
Important, though, as well.
The type of work that you do, the type of installations or rigging or whatever it is that you're doing. You're taking tools, because I know in the early days for us, we took the wrong things. Took things we didn't need.
What are you trying to say?
We carried too much.
Okay. We had a van and we wanted to fill it.
We were over-prepared. I'll say that.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to head through to the workshop where we'll share some of our favourite and more unusual items that are on there. And if you want to ask any questions, you can, because now we've got chat in the workshop.
Easy for you to say. Now, what I've done as well is we've had a set time, so we can get ourselves organised and get ourselves into the workshop. I'm just getting ready on the casually. Now, the time and the rehearsal for this was done at a set time, but unbeknown to Keith, I've changed it to 6 seconds. And he hasn't moved anything out of his way. So when you get to the workshop and see us, if he's not there,
there's a reason.
Give him a minute.
I've got a long way around as well to go. Okay, you guys watch this. Listen to 3 crazy people from Australia, and we'll see you.
If this goes right,
I'm hoping 16 seconds. We'll go.
Are you ready?
I am.
3,
I'm ready.
2.
Hi, I'm Nicole Gregg.
Hi, I'm Chris Adamo.
Hi, I'm Tina Junta, and you're watching Q Corner.
And you're watching Q Corner.
And you're watching Q Corner.
We're back.
Ta-da!
And I can hear us, so that's great.
That's always good, so I can take that out of my ear.
I wasn't that mean. I did move some of those things out.
Welcome to the workshop.
All right.
Yeah, hilarious. Yes.
You've made a mess in here.
Well, we kind of sorted a few things out. We took a lot of stuff out of our other bags because we have 2.
Do you have your phone with us in those?
Oh yeah, that's where I left it. I was supposed to be there. We have 2 main toolboxes when we go out. We have our normal one, which has all the normal tools and everything, most of which you would already expect, things like your extensions and all that sort of thing. And even having, this is a cheap screw drill, mainly used for screwdrivers.
It's a basic drill at best, but it's a really good cordless screwdriver.
Absolutely, But it's a nice cheap one that just goes in there, so we don't mind if every now and again we lose the odd one.
Not me, by the way.
It's the battery that we tend to lose, to be fair.
Not me.
We go through a few of them, but it's inexpensive and it goes into the bag.
We sort of from when we first started, we changed over from having sort of taking everything together with us, because then you're having to recheck it. We split it off into sort of separate streams, so we have our product doesn't touch our toolkit.
Yes.
Because the toolkit can be set and reset, so you come back from a job and it's ready to go already.
Yes.
So you get a job that comes in, you grab the toolkit and it's ready to go. And this is what we class as our to-go bag.
Yeah, it's our go bag now. This is actually originally it's a Conwin bag from the balloon bulb set.
Yes. Now we've moved on a long way from balloon bulbs.
But the thing is that it's handy because it has it's got different sections, and you can take these out the Velcro, so you can have bigger sections depending on what you want in. But we just generally have our 4 sections.
And it just means that that's always done and reset, and the product bag is a separate bag that we take with us depending on the type of job it is. Yeah. It may be spares, or it may be the full build set of products, but it means that is set aside, job specific, and when it comes back, it can be decanted and put back into stock, anything that's spare. What we do have in our to-go bag is typically something like some 260Qs, 350Qs and 160Qs.
I mean, in here we have, this is our standard go-to. So we have Diamond Clear. These are generally for the fixings rather than actually fixing stuff. Yeah. But this is
this is not product spare balloons. Yeah. This is you going to attach something somewhere, and you're pulling something into a wall, whatever it may be. We might use nylon line, we might use Dacron line, or we might use 160 or 260Q. And the Diamond Clear tend to suit us pretty well. So very generic for that.
Yeah, they just stay in there all the time. Another thing that we always have in as well is some safety specs for on site. And these ones are the very best safety specs as well, because they are Qualitex ones. You were sorry?
I was looking at something else as well.
Okay. So yeah, so they are. So safety specs are always a good idea when working on site, especially if you're doing corporate jobs.
Yeah.
Because they're likely to be really, really hot on your health and safety.
Yeah. Now, quite a few of these items for the likes of the safety specs and the Magpul we have on our safety sheet that we'll have for a risk assessment.
Yeah.
So these are great items to identify as a business, saying, excuse me, saying that as a business, we've recognised risks.
Yes.
And the risks being is we need to reach something up high or fix something up high. A risk would be us being on a ladder. So to remove that risk, we use something like the mag mover pole.
And this is our go-to now. If in fact, are you going to do okay? Because we have 3 different sizes of mag mover pole. We have and noisy things in the corner too.
How many do you want?
I was just gonna. Are you going to do the big one as well? Okay. So we have all 3 sizes of that one. This one is the smallest one. Which still goes up to 3.6 meters. And most of the time we find that we don't need to go anything further than this. This is the old original.
Yep.
It's sporting a dual head on there.
All the heads are interchangeable.
5.5 meters, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these ones, it just...
For a lot of venues that we do, this has been the go-to one for it.
Yes.
Sacro juggler.
Quarter.
The win on this one is where it's not that much smaller than this one.
No.
Is it's so much lighter.
It's so much lighter.
You know, when you're walking around and you've got this at half height, you've still got all the weight. Whereas this one is it's superb.
Luke's saying that it's subtitled as Mag Paul rather than Mag Paul.
This one's Dave. This
one's
Paul.
So so it's an easy push in and it slides up and locks into place. Push down, locks back in place, and it's 3.6 meters, 5.5 meters, and
9 miles, 7 meters.
7 meters.
1.9 at its shortest, 7 at its tallest. So in old money for us, it's 6.3 feet to 23 feet.
That's the monster one. This is the standard one which we've used for forever.
Love this one.
Yeah, but these have come in and we've got a couple of these and we use them.
Well, so far
all the time.
for most of our work, and there's some high ceilings in there.
Yeah.
They've done.
Yeah, these have done the job. By the time you add on a couple of meters with your reach.
Yeah. Now, Kerry at Balloon Wonderland, Kerry from Click Click from Canada, the lovely Kerry.
Click Kerry.
She was using that one, but on the top of a ladder because they were epic ceilings.
Yeah.
But that was possible because it was so light.
Yes. Yeah. This is really light. I can't do that. I don't think I can do that with that one. But this is really light.
Like proper rigging ladders. And was full extent, and it was all around. Yeah. Whereas this one, I don't think it would have been as possible.
I remember being with that on a balance beam. Can you remember doing installation of some exploding balloons on a balanced beam in a gym? Yeah, I remember that.
You know,
we thought we could use a ladder, but there was a balance beam there, so why not?
If we'd had this one,
we wouldn't have needed it.
No.
Okay.
However.
So, so the mag mover pole, and I suppose going along with the mag mover pole, we have our bundle of
selection.
These are the magnets that come back to us. So when we deal with venues, if we're not going to go and take the stuff away, go and strike the job, they'll strike the job, and then what happens is we'll just ask them to keep them in the office. And
we normally get most of them back, actually.
Yeah, we get a lot of them back.
The companies that we deal with understand that they would have to be charged a bit more if we didn't get them back.
Yes.
And we're really not worried about one or two. These are...
we've got multiple sizes in here as well.
One of our kind of newer favourites.
Yes.
Because these are great. We do a particular venue that ends up having quite a lot of lighter decor put up.
Yeah.
And using one of the traditional, I would say, the kind of the classic 25 kilo ones.
25 kilos?
Is it 25 kilos?
No, 7... Is
was that 25?
9 and 4? I don't think it's 25.
Check out Click Click.
It's not 25.
Website for the actual facts.
Yeah.
But just bear in mind with any of the magnets, it doesn't matter what the rating is. That's the direct pull rating. So be aware that it may, if you've got it at a different angle or you're coming at it from the side, it will slide. So make sure that you're aware of where it's going to go. So make sure you're using a magnet that's suitable. Them ones are super powerful.
Yeah, these small round ones are super powerful, and we've got some in the other kit. We've got the big round ones as well.
Really, the range from that is now they've also got as well from Click, which is new to us, some self-adhesive plates. So it's a white plate.
Oh yes.
So it's a 3M adhesive backing, very good, and it has a magnetic plate and it's white. So you can then have that, and we've got one in our shop window because the ceiling doesn't have a magnetic connection. So we've attached that, which gives us a permanent place to add magnets to. Now, if you have a venue you use regularly and they don't have a place to put a magnet, talk to them about adding one of these patches. Be pretty invisible.
Because the white, like Dom said, the white, so you can't really see them in there. It's just...
Could paint over it as well if necessary. Obviously, that would take away from its magnetism a little bit, but be aware of that. But there's lots of magnets to choose from. But they're great. So it's it's a kind of a one-off purchase that you'd fit somewhere. And obviously, you want it in a venue that you'd be going back to, or indeed, it's costed into the job, so it doesn't really matter.
See if it's got the... Oh, no, that's the small ones.
I think it's all listed on the site, Keith. I know it's in the Qualitex.com catalogue for the ones that they do stock. Different distributors that are listed on the Qualitex.com website have different ranges of magnets depending on the region and where you're at.
I like this one as well. This is where Ella keeps her magnets. She keeps them... oh, no, that's the wrong one that I did.
I would say that doesn't make sense to me to what you're saying. So we've got two.
I must
of
be
the
waiting
ones.
for that one coming through onto this one.
Hasn't landed there yet. We're the same though, Ella. We have a couple of the mag mover pulls. Now we did originally have two of the normal ones because we use them so often and quite often on the job. Having two work really well. But we've got two of the smaller ones now because they've pretty much taken over.
Yes.
All of our mag mover needs. But just looking at the length, however, I would say, if you need the longer one occasionally, have the longer one, but have the littler one because it's so great. And it's in the car, in the van. It's absolute breeze to take with us.
One of the things that Olympia said was that she has zip ties.
Yeah, so we use them, and we also have. Is it the
There.
So when we do these a lot.
Has anybody seen one of these?
These are great for if you need to put a lot of pressure on them. So you do the zip tie in the normal way, but this zip tie gun, there's a little slot on the front, so you can slide that in, and it's got teeth, and it can pull, and it can really crank some pressure on that, but it makes it easier as well. And going back to what Ellie's saying, your hands are your most important tool. Doing one or two of them is fine, but when you're doing a lot, you can start to fatigue, get tired hands. So if there's something that you can use to make that easier, then why not? So
that's what happened. Bro, I was thinking it wasn't coming up with the chat.
Okay.
That's why.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Zip tie gun, don't use it all the time. It's only when we're doing a lot, as in multiple ones.
One of the things that we used to use it for when we did it more was when we used the chloroprene balloons. So the big chloroprene balloons, you don't tie them, you use zip ties. So you do that with a zip tie gun. It made it so much easier.
And we've done
on your
a sculpture type one before where we needed a bit that chicken wire type around sort of an aluminium frame, and it was basically chicken wire and cable ties. And that was the win for us as well. Fairly inexpensive for what it is, and just goes with the cable ties, so that works pretty good.
Excellent. Going back to health and safety and lots of different cutters that people used. Although we have our scissors and we have different types, our knives that we keep on site are retractable bladed ones.
Yes.
So it's there and we can lock into place, but it's retractable. So again, it's a safety thing.
They're not on
Does our gun cut as well? The zip tie gun, not ours is not a cutting one. It's just a.
There are different ones out there as well.
She has the one that does.
Great, and they're really handy that as well, having that extra, because cutting the zip ties getting them neat so you don't have that sharp edge on it as well is very handy.
Yes.
Cutter-wise as well, we do have a balloon cutter, so we have the Conwin Quick Cutter, which we have on our belts.
Olympia had one of them. To be fair, she has everything.
Yeah, she has everything, yes. But having those on the belt is great because then you don't have to go and get a scissors out or whichever. So quick cutters are great. And sometimes if we're doing a particular job that uses this a lot, we might have one and it might be on the side of the bag or something, so we can kind of work with it.
Well, Dom, you've got that in your hand at the moment, so we might as well go on to doing our first one of these. I'm going to just say this is going to work.
Is it on the first one? Did you? I think it should be now.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So,
Cool.
because I know Dom was holding the apron there, so we might as well go to our first one, which is Sue Bowler. Is basically saying the most useful item that she has, other than a scissors, is her apron because she feels lost without it. It's really useful on there.
It's funny, going back to when we're doing teaching a lot as well. It's having your apron on and having everything where you need to be, especially when you're walking around.
Yeah.
You were organised and prepared. Same for going onto a job. It just means you put that on and you've got your mobile workstation.
Yeah,
and
I've got my pens,
pen, scissors, and
I've got scissors,
and a couple of balloons.
a clip, and I've got tie-in on there as well. I've got a Sharpie. I've got a weeding tool.
Universal.
I have Rockstar stickers, if you need Rockstar stickers.
Typically as well, once we get to a job as well, this will be loaded up with a few things that we might use specifically. So we might grab a few magnets out, we might grab some stretchy balloon tape, we might grab a few balloons that are part for the job, spares and stuff. Because two of our venues, there's a long distance from where we come in and do our initial setup to then going off to do the build.
Yes.
So going backwards and forwards to your setup area takes time.
It does.
So it's a lot of extra steps for no reason when you can take it with you.
Yes, and also if you have your scissors on a pull, it means that when you're working in large sites, you're not constantly putting your scissors down and then trying to find out where you've left them. If you just have them onto a nice pull, it makes a big difference.
Sometimes we have got a couple of pumps that are just for the bag. Yeah. They do also fit onto the side of the belts, and we do have the ones that have a pull on as well. Yeah. So if you need them out all the time, want to work with a pull.
There's a nice pull you can get that has a mesh bag.
Yes.
A lot of the entertainers use them.
Yeah.
It's got a mesh bag that the pump goes into, and then it goes onto there, and it's a really handy thing because you can take the pump out if you need to use the pump by itself.
Because that tends to be where you get to. It's like the pull's great for a lot of it, but it kind of then becomes awkward at times as well. So it's just whatever works best for you. But like the other guys as well for cutting tools, we have a selection.
Yes.
Because it's not one size fits all.
We have little tiny ones.
Our cable tie ties mainly because it's a very flush cut. Yeah. And it gets it really neat, close to that zip tie, so it doesn't have that sharp hanging over edge. Yep. That's the old cutting through any wires, things that, the scissors shouldn't be cutting, people.
And we also have these. These are another pair of scissors, and you'll see they've got a guard on there. And the reason being is that they are super sharp, and these are for jobs that you really need a very sharp pair of scissors for. So we don't use them for anything else, whereas they're general scissors.
Yeah.
They're, if I've got to cut some fabric trims and leave no trailing edges or something like edges of ribbons and stuff, that's what they're
very
for.
Very clean and sharp to the very end.
Yeah.
And because we haven't used them for the jobs that shouldn't be used for, they have lasted us years.
Yeah, absolutely. Years.
So that's great. We've got our general purpose, like he said, general purpose, and they can be hacked. We really don't mind if they get, and they have been used for many things.
I'm just looking in there. I'm going to see if I'm going to pull this back because I'd love to be able to put this onto the screen.
Seeing that they were, been used to open a tin of paint and all the rest of it.
Oh God, yeah. Where the scissors they don't meet anymore and things. Oh my word.
They're a little gappy. And then we have some for just kind of which are on our belt, which generally are for balloon cutting foil latex only as well. And by having the right ones for the job, they do better in the toolkit for longer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same when we talk about our silhouette cameo, right? We have blades that we use for just cutting the card, and we have blades that we use for just cutting the vinyl. And the reason for that is it keeps the vinyl one.
A vinyl one used for vinyl will last for a very long time. If you use it for vinyl and card, it'll work for card for a long time, but not for vinyl.
Yes.
It's just too dull for vinyl. So use one for vinyl, and then when you finish with it for vinyl, if it's not at its sharpest, then use it for card. Because it's the deeper cut for the card. It's fine. It's the very tip of the blade for the vinyl that needs to be sharp. So we've got 2 different blades, and we've got a color-coded, like everything we have, to show that it's the one for vinyl. Scissors are the same. We've got sacrificial ones, then we've got our good ones.
And Ella, you can get that pull on there, so you don't have to go searching for lost scissors.
There's nothing worse going, oh!
And this is the standard, this is international sign language for scissor locator. Has anybody seen the scissors?
However, I will say, though, there is a learning curve here as well. When you get your first tool belt and you put all the tools in it, then you forget you have the tools with you. Then you go around looking for said tools.
Yes.
But they're actually with you still.
Yes, or where Dom was asking people where his pump was, and it was actually under his arm. But anyway, so that was Sue's most useful. So let's have it. It is a true story.
Was this? I've done this. I don't know. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, and everybody thought that he was just messing around.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sue's second one was the unusual thing is that hair dryer. Yeah. And that's just in case you need a bit of a spruce up.
Yeah, I mean, I often could do with a hairdryer, but yes. So what's Sue's reason for having the hairdryer?
Sue's reason for having the hairdryer is all to do with adhesives and also a little bit to do with balloons too.
Okay, yes.
Oh, I don't need that. I need that.
Yes.
So everybody knows, or if you don't, you become aware, that adhesives work better when they're warmed up. Yeah. So if you're taking balloon sticky dots or stretchy balloon tape, balloon bond, if you rub it first to warm it up before attaching it, you'll get a better connection. Yes.
That's right. Now, a lot of the time, it's easy enough to do, but once you go from doing 1 or 2 and doing 100 to 200, and quite often you would do an event for something that's going to be a more where you're doing a lot more of something. These event spaces don't get heated until people come in.
Yes.
So you go into this massive event space, it's beautiful, but it's cold. So that's exactly when you need something like a hairdryer. So you can warm up the item, you can warm it up on the item, you can warm the roll up before it goes on.
Yeah.
Really good tip. I love that one because yes, we've been and got caught out, and you just spend for ages having to just warm it up because you're working in such cold conditions, it hasn't got a chance.
Also, you'll have a hairdryer with you just in case.
Yes.
You know, you just need to have a bit of a spruce.
Ta-da!
Yes.
So yeah, we like that one.
It's a good one.
Good tip.
Sharpies is a standard, but what we have here is a lighter. Now, we always carry a lighter in our toolbox. It's really handy for many things. First of all, if you're doing birthday parties and things, there's a high chance that people have a birthday cake that needs candles lighting or something lighting, and people don't have lighters anymore. And because of smoking on the massive decline, people don't have lighters anymore. So if you can save a party by having a lighter, it's always handy for either there or you just give them it because there's just cheap disposable lighters anyway, and then you save the day again, right? And you're the hero. But the reason, the main reason is for things like Dacron line, or for, in this case, this is blind cord, which is not for blind people, it's actually for blinds.
To find their way at night.
But the ends get frayed and it can come back here and look messy and everything. But with the lighter, you can just fray it up onto there, and it seals the end and it no longer frays. So it's a really handy thing for if you're working on something like that.
No, I'm afraid not. It is one of those very little items that you can pop in your toolbox and just, you very rarely use it, but when you do, it's brilliant.
Yes.
It's simple as having a pen, having a couple of pens in there. Like you said about giving somebody something.
Yes.
Don't, if you've only got one pen.
I mean, unless you're Pacha, or I'm sure that's how you pronounce it.
Pasha.
It's not Pasha. And then don't give them pens away, because otherwise, they could
leak. Yeah, and then and have ink all over your best T-shirt.
Yes.
So make sure you get good quality pens. If you're going to have them branded, make sure they're good quality. Yes, but something like pens. Yes. Something like some business cards, have them handy, because we've been caught out a few times, and someone comes up and you're working away, and have you got a business card? And we're like, it's in the van. 1 second. It's okay. I'll look you up online. Or it's like, we needed something then and there. Yes. So if it's with your work equipment, it's in your toolkit. It's easy. Have them in there. Have them in your tool belt. Have them in your van. Just a few each place. So yeah, little thing like pens, and lighter and business cards are really good things to carry.
Honestly,
it doesn't take up much space.
The lighter thing, it was save the day. It is Pacha. Thanks very much. There we go.
Now let's talk about the pens.
Next one. Somebody says, Sherry says, hand warmers. This is not a hand warmer. You mean put hand warmers in.
They are intended to melt. This is the pens. It's a special feature. Okay, it's a special feature, all right.
Okay. So we sent word way down under.
We did,
and
yes.
we managed to get hold of a very busy man himself. And we spoke to the one and only Chris Adamo. And we asked for his input. And he said...
what he actually said was, you don't need any tools at all. You just need a link to balloon-tools.eu.
but yeah.
The best digital tool in the world.
So he says the most useful item, has these obviously scissors and his nylon pouch, which clips onto his belt buckle, and he doesn't leave home without it. But he also has this handy little Leatherman tool, which is clipped onto his key ring.
Yeah.
And it's a clipper. It's a multi-tool, but it's a really small one that's handy.
Yeah, it's a nice quality one though, as well.
If you stay there 1 second, I'm going to grab something that I always have on my tool keys.
It's having something like that that's just easy and you've got it to hand. It doesn't mean it's your only tool. You might have something else that's maybe a bit bigger. Chris does some really amazing specialized rigging, and just you're up a ladder and you decide you need something to kind of cut or trim. It's a great bit of kit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
And on my keys, I actually have it's called a utility key, and it opens up. It looks like a key on my keys. However, it's a screwdriver, a bottle opener. It's got the Phillips or Posi drive, a normal flat blader. It's got a cutting edge and a sawing edge. And again, it's a really handy little tool just to have on my...
It is, except for one situation.
Which is?
Israel Customs.
Yeah, which is funny because these have actually been through Israel.
Mine had as well. It was the fact that it was a covert knife that they spotted it and decided that I needed further questioning. However, they were very good.
Yeah, but it does come under the 5 centimeter blade. So
it's just that it looks like a key at first, so they were curious. I just think they were, wanted to get one. But no, it's having something like that, which is just handy. And I know Chris has that ready to go all the time because we've seen him up a ladder. Not that he needs a ladder, but he's up a ladder, and it's just having that tool.
He only has the 1 meter mag pool.
We love you, Chris. We really do. Honestly.
Right, his most unusual. Which it says unusual, but I don't think it's that unusual now because these are fairly common or becoming more and more common as useful as they are.
Yes.
In there.
I would have thought you would have gone with confetti blower. Leaf blower.
It's a PVC pipe cutter, and they're really good because a lot of the time people use a hacksaw or something to do it, and it creates a lot of sawdust. With this, it's a ratchet one.
It's also never a straight cut. No matter, unless you're using some sort of mitre block with the 90 degree on it, you're not going to get it perfectly square anyway. So you use a hacksaw, it makes a mess, it leaves an awful burr, and it's not straight.
Yes, that's a burr, not a bear.
Yeah.
We've got somebody watching in the chat who's just messaged my phone complaining that we never asked them for their tools as well.
Who?
So you can put it in the chat if you want to join in. It's absolutely fine. Well, this is the tool in action.
Guess who it is.
This is the tool in action there. So it just ratchets down. It's not relying on grip strength.
No.
And it just cuts straight through there, nice and clean.
It's really clean, looks very professional, and it cuts straight.
Yeah. One more time.
Like you say, you're not relying on strength.
That's a really great tool.
Yeah. Great piece of kit that as well. So if you're doing anything, structure-wise, and they're not expensive as well.
No, they're not. I think the ratchet style one that was featured in the slide, and that one there, in the UK is about between £13 and £15.
Yeah, and so there's varying qualities of them as always. If you're not going to use it very often, sometimes the cheaper ones are going to be absolutely fine because you're not going to use it that much, so it'll be good for you. But if you find
the thing is that you
tools,
find that the more expensive ones, the heavier duty ones, they take less effort.
Yeah,
to
the ratchet mechanisms
do the work.
A bit better quality, so it's easier to use, and they're going to last longer as well.
Yeah.
So we've often done that with some tools, thinking, you know what, it's a handy little tool.
I better switch that off because she keeps messaging me because she's forgotten a password to be able to log in to actually chat.
I don't know.
There we go.
We bought a tool and we've used it that much. It's kind of come to end of life a bit sooner than we'd like.
Yeah.
And that's only because we've used it too much for kind of the level of quality that it's at. So we've upgraded, got something better, and then it's lasted us. So, have a bit of a play. Don't necessarily invest heavily in a tool. Like hacksaw. Our first hacksaw was a very inexpensive, cheap one.
Yeah.
But it shows this one is a bit more of a higher price.
Yes.
But it has a better tension. It's
And it
easy
goes
to
through
hold.
conduit,
Goes through conduit.
butter.
Yeah, really well.
Yeah.
So we use
Because
that
it's
one.
actually quite weighty itself, so the weight of it itself takes a lot of the effort out of it.
Something we don't have here, and it's not something that will go out with us, but to complement that as well, we have the die set, so we can rethread conduit as well, so we can make shorter base columns, because we buy the long conduit. Is it 4 meters?
3.6.
Yeah, 3.6 meters length, so we can actually cut those down, and generally the conduit only comes threaded on each end, so we can actually rethread it if we need to have some connections or a different short.
It's not the easiest thing to do, and there's a lot of it's a lot of effort, so you've got to want to do it.
Yeah, we'd avoid it.
But it's there if we need to.
Yeah, and if we can use the conduit either end and get the best out of that, we'd rather waste a bit of conduit than recut it, to be fair.
Very quickly before we go, because we've gone well over again, as per usual, we'll go through a couple of extra little things. Safety pins, and safety pins, as we were talking to, tent pegs. The boys with a hacksaw, scary.
Yeah.
Tent pegs, Dom, why would we have tent pegs?
So tent pegs are really good for outside decor.
Yes.
So obviously you need to make sure you've got a ground that you can go into. So we've used them for securing and tethering down columns, garlands, arches, and it's just an
Even
additional,
super bases.
Yeah, additional rigging points. We've done some numbers for like birthday parties where they wanted like the marquee style design. So it's just sitting on grass. It's not really intended for outside, but the customer wanted it. They understand the risk, but it keeps sort of moving around because it hasn't got the weight that's sufficient for outside decor.
Yeah.
So a couple of pegs in the ground using the 260Qs in, down,
No
gone.
problem. And these are so inexpensive, so we get like batches of them, so it doesn't matter that
Again,
they go
no,
out with
they tend to come back because we say, I tell you what we can do this. Yeah, and if you could just drop them back in at the shop at some point, we'd really appreciate it. It might take a few weeks, but they do make the way back, which is great. We don't really care about the peg itself. It's the fact that they've come back to the store and saying, thank you, it was great, very helpful, really appreciate it. Another one we use a lot more of it when we used to do string of pearl arches.
Yes.
However, they still become a handy little sort of staple for us. It's not a staple. It's a carpet hook. So it has a sharp point on this side, and you can hook it into the carpet, and it doesn't mark it at all, but then it gives you this attachment point, so a rigging point.
You need to pull away. It's not a pulling upwards one.
Yes, not an up.
Pulling away.
It's away. So it's almost like a guy rope, if you like.
Yeah.
And you can use them. We've done it for
String of pearls was the big thing for us.
That was the main reason we used it for.
Because we didn't want people with weights and things in the way, and we wanted to get them as close into the back of the wall generally behind the top table, which we did a lot of. So it would get as close as we possibly could out of the way.
So we don't use them very often. That's why we've only got a few, but it's a handy little one, And I think the top tip really is for us on that is just a variety of different fixings and mechanisms. We've got the
we've got Scott. We've got the and that one as well.
So the
command strips.
Command strips, the ones that are removable off the wall. Customers are quite happy to have them stuck on and take them back off themselves.
So these are tiny. So if I take one of them off.
And we have them in different sizes.
Yeah.
If we have a specific job, we'll buy some for that.
There is one there. I know it's clear as well. But
it's small and clear.
Yes. Can you see the last one closer? Oh, the carpet hook.
Okay, the one that just jumped.
I think they want. Yeah. So they want to see it closer. Let's see if we can get that to focus on you.
Yeah.
Closer. Good look at that.
There. So it's just a sort of an S or a Z looking thing. It's got a sharp pin bit on the bottom, and it slides into the carpet, and then you have this top bit that you can hook onto. But like he said, you don't want to be pulling away from it because it can slide out. You want to be going at an angle, so it then embeds itself into the carpet.
Sherry's saying a drapery hook. They may be called that. Maybe a drapery hook. And that's just, we just know that we call them carpet hooks because that's exactly what we use them for.
A hook that goes in the carpet, so therefore it's a carpet hook.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the thing is that sometimes we don't have exactly the right words for some of the, it's down to what we use them for. So flat weave, for instance, here's a funny one. Flat weave for us, for years, because we were self-taught for a lot of it, was always called
chainsaw weave.
Chainsaw weave. And the reason being is that we needed to make a chainsaw one day on site for a customer, and we made this weave up. Obviously, it's been done countless times before, but we learned it at that point when we had to do it, so we called it chainsaw weave. So there
with
we go.
anything that's in your sort of inventory, as long as you have a name for it that works for you.
It's apparently the proper name is the drapery hook. Thank you very much, team. Appreciate it.
So we need to write to them and get them to change it to carpet hooks. So
carpet hooks for us.
Having a name for something that you can work within your own business and communicate. So if I say to Keith, can you pass me, the small mag mover pole? We call this one the small mag mover pole.
Yeah.
Then we have the normal one. And
the mag pole or the big one.
Yeah. It's just as long as you're happy with how it works. When you start working with other people, yes, you need to make sure you're working on the same hymn sheet as you were. But as far as we're concerned, we like to have a selection of tools. We have reduced down.
Yes.
But what we hate having to do is on site asking someone for something.
Yeah.
We feel ourselves, this is us, that it's unprofessional. If you're going, oh, you haven't got a pair of scissors or a pen, or do you have...
Yes.
We don't like that. We also take a notepad, although we stop that now and it's digital notepad, so we can write a note. So quite often in a venue, we'll go to do a job and then have a quick look and go, what more could we do?
Yeah.
Why don't we measure? Why don't we take a couple of extra photos and we make a couple of notes about the venue that next time they contact us, we can then sort of grow and add to what they've had because we know more about their business and their venue. So having a phone, really, I know you had it on the desk because that's where you left it, but really,
it's a really useful tool.
Really useful tool.
Last thing, we have tubs like this everywhere in the studio, but also we take one generally a little bit bigger than this on site, and it's out dumping, and it becomes basically when you've got something and you finish with that part of the job, instead of having to take time to put it away fully or anything, if you work in a rush, chuck it in your dump bin, and then this can go back and it'll get sorted afterwards when you're back in the workshop at the right time, rather than having to sort everything else out on site.
And something else that's not in our toolbox all the time, job specific, we have the big versions of these, the pop-up ones.
Yeah.
So they are for inflated balloons. We have the small one. It's almost like a laundry basket size, and then the really big one as well.
Yes.
So we
What's
had
that name? We had to get it from America.
We did,
and it was a great.
It's almost like a pop-up tin, big square box, and it's got a zip side, so you can actually have it all prepped and take it with you. But we've used it, so we're on site, we're inflating, and you drop them into it, and it just means you can drag that around the venue, and it's better than a bag because it keeps its shape, so you can work in it a lot better.
Also, a really good. One of the things that we used to do was we used to do a site that had a balloon drop net, and it was actually built into the site, so that we just had to go and fill it. So we used to do one of these cubes, fill it, put it in the back of the van, go straight in, and into and it goes straight into the venue, and then you could just load it straight from there. So it was very easy.
Just having
as long as you know your venue.
Yeah, specific tools that work well for you, and the more that you need that tool, it should be a mainstay in your kit, which is why we have our major toolbox, if you like, and then our grab to go bag, and then our product one, which is totally separate.
The product one, Luke's saying, so nobody mentioned spare balloons. We did. You missed it.
We did, Luke.
Yes. We have a spare balloon bag that has random colours of everything in there, and it means that if an odd balloon goes that you haven't brought, you've got it for a job or whatever,
something to salvage something.
You can fix it. So we do that apart from our spares that we take along for the job anyway.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Yes. Some good comments.
A lint roller. Yes, a lint roller is very good idea.
I like that one.
Yes, I do like that.
It's not something we have in ours, so maybe.
No, maybe we need to add it.
So we can look a bit more dapper on site.
Yes.
I like that, yeah, so just different things.
I prefer the lint door rather than lint roller.
Yeah. We don't have and don't tend to carry major bits of equipment. We have our sort of standard microware and the like that we'll have in as as just in case type piece of kit. If it's a job we're doing a setup on site, then we take the piece of equipment that is
specific to the job.
To that.
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
And thank you, Ella.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'll finish. Oh, you're going to finish from here?
Oh, yeah, we can.
Oh, we can. So,
I told you a good game.
It's the 3rd of May today. We've got in 2 weeks' time, it's baby designs. So you're not going to want to miss that. Also, things are changing slightly on Q Corner. We've got a new thing called the School of Balloons, or shortened to SOB. The Q Corner School of Balloons, which is going to be a new playlist, which you can learn all your basics and things going through it. Standardly, it's going to be available to everybody, but then the more in-depth designs are going to be for our rock stars.
Yes, because we still get quite a few.
Ma also likes Lindor.
Yeah. We have lots of great designs by lots of different instructors on the channel, which is fantastic. However, we don't tend to cover some of the basics and the bits and pieces of business in that as well. And we want to maximise the best of the instructors that are coming in. So just to fill in any of those gaps, we've got the School of Balloons, SOB, which will be rolling out some sort of backfill. I know for a lot of you guys, you won't even need to look at this. You won't even need to watch it. But hey, join in. Drop a comment, say hi, and you never know, there might be something that you haven't realised.
Also, coming up on the 7th of June, set this one in your diaries. It's already on there. It's already in there on the Q Corner, ready to go anyway. But we're actually going to be doing a full day of training.
We are.
So it's going to be me and Dom in the workshop, and it's going to be setting the scene.
Yes.
So we're going to go through loads of different scenes, from backdrops all the way through to table designs, sellable designs, but for lots of different themes. And it's going to be a full day, 7th of June.
So is it within each theme there's multiple designs, and so you can sell the full
Shelley
theme?
likes the SOB.
Yeah, we love that as well.
Yes. It's kind of like, it's like the School of Rock, but it's the School of Balloons.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're saying, School of Balloons, yep.
SOB.
So there's lots in it for everyone on that one as well. So come and join us on that one, because we'll be working hard all day. We'll have to have a flask.
It's going to be, the first hour is going to be for everybody.
Yes. Open on Q Corner, live for everyone to see.
And then all of the rest of the day, because it's going to be starting it's going to start just after lunchtime and goes on till about 10 o'clock at night.
So you're going to have to stay with us, people, because we're going to get tired and we'll need your support. It's not a Q Corner convention, but we are a bit older now, so we need the help.
And we're not allowed the energy drinks. The 7th of June, starting at, I think it's 1 p.m. for the free. Is that right? Yeah, I think it is.
Yes.
Check out for the dates on there. And
check
then
on the channel. There'll be
the rest of the day.
There'll be 2 different upcoming lives. One is going to be the free one. One is the Rockstar one.
The Rockstar one's already on there, so you can check that out.
You need to watch them both. So if you are a Rockstar, you still need to watch the other one as well, because that's the first part of the day.
Yes,
okay?
And actually, just before that, the 2 weeks before that, which is in 2 weeks' time, we have the babies, the baby designs. If you've seen the one where Dom's wearing a baby hat, we're going to be doing baby designs on the normal show, and then we're doing a Rockstar show, which is kind of like the first real part
of it, yes.
Setting the scene.
Yes, so that's going to build, we're going to build on that for the June day as well. So yes. We really appreciate your support on that. And for all you rock stars out there as well, we would like to ask you a favour. We would.
What?
Yeah, we would like to ask you to share why you think the Rockstar's great.
Yeah, we'd really appreciate it.
Because we really need to kind of let other people know about the Rockstar programme, because it doesn't do a great job on YouTube of showing how easy it is to get on there. Once you're on, it's easy, but you've got to find it to start with. So if you love being part of it, because we love having you a part of it, if you want to share that, we'd massively appreciate that.
But we really appreciate you guys just hanging around and being part of Q Corner. That's why we do it. Yeah.
Yes.
So the best way you can support the channel is share, subscribe, and like. I don't have the button. Subscribe and like the design. So thank you for all your continued support, and we'll see you 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time, yes. Bye for now.